up, Auto Gang? Welcome back. Let's get it, baby. Be live here in just a minute. What's up, guys? How we doing? Welcome back to the live stream. We're going to be going over the low volume day today here in just a minute. Appreciate you. Just give me about 3 minutes and we'll be getting going. I'm just making sure everything's set up. Ping the bot, by the way, in the main chat, please. Ping the bot. Please work. Please work. Come on, bot. Show up, man. Come on, bot. Where are you? It's been working, man. It's been working. Yeah, we had an interesting move on Ethereum, but Bitcoin's still down today. We're going to talk about that here in just a second.
This the type of beat that make the ghetto girls play.
You're right, Dane. That's for sure, man. Bear with me, guys. Just 1 minute here. We'll be back. Ready to go. Come on, bot. I don't know where it is, man. Must be in the other chat. It's gotta be. It's gotta be in the other chat. Yo, what's up, Dan? How you doing, man? Get started here in just a few moments, my friends. Get started here in just a few moments. Lots to go over. Can you look over US 30? Yeah, we look at the Dow every once in a while. We can look it over. Yo, what's up, Han? How you doing? Welcome back, man. Appreciate you. Today's going to be a low-end day, I'll tell you that. Just low volume today for sure. Low volume today for sure. Low volume. I mean, it's just Juneteenth, baby. So the U.S. market's big in control now of the volume that hits, you know, a lot of the major crypto markets as well. But we'll be getting into that here in just a second. Hopefully today's been a pretty decent day off, though. It's nice to every once in a while have something off, you know. But we might as well just hop right into it, my friends. Welcome back. Appreciate you all being here like always. We're going to get up and running here. Man, lots to go over because I will say, even with the markets kind of just chilling today, we've seen a nice bounce back on Ethereum and some of these others. Like you can even see here, Ethereum right now, Bitcoin's down so far on the day, but ETH, very nice bounce back. I think it's just anticipating, like we talked about, the ETFs starting to trade coming end of this month, potentially beginning of next month. So we'll see. But yeah, come on, ETH. Dude, it's going to 50s. No reason for Bitcoin to go up. Trade Bitcoin futures. Okay. I appreciate your comment, Paul. But there's no reason to say it's going to the 50s when it's sitting at 65,000. I'm just going to say. How about we wait till we retest 60K before we even consider something like that? Come on, man. Come on, brother. We want you to be locked in. Also, I mean, futures are great, man, but if you want to be safe out there, you buy spot, okay? Unless you're trading. If you're trading, go ahead. Trade those futures. People ain't buying. It's just going to 59s. I mean, I could pull up the order flow if you want and show you that people are definitely buying Bitcoin right now. I mean, I don't know how else to put it, brother. But we'll see. I mean, if it goes to 59K, then we can start talking about where it's going to go from there. But for now, we're holding 65 just fine. We retested that level at 64 like we discussed yesterday, and it's been chilling, no problem. Ethereum bouncing off that 50% retracement as well, we've discussed too, so we're going to look at that here in just a moment. But really no news today, guys, besides Juneteenth, of course. Lower volume on the Juneteenth side makes sense, right? A lot of the U.S. markets are affecting the amount of volume going into Bitcoin and like Ethereum and some of these others. Because people will lose money in hopes of 200K. Do you not believe that Bitcoin will touch 200K? Do we not understand the way Bitcoin works? Diarrhea of the mouth shenanigans. I love it. Bitcoin does not trade like the rest of the markets that you might be used to. It's way different. But yet again, Bitcoin drops like, I don't know, 5-6%, and everybody's like, Bitcoin's going to zero, bro. It's about to dump. It's like, dude, we're literally sitting at 65K right now. It's insane. It's been already a successful bull run, successful bull cycle. The weekly chart's incredible. But, guys, on the news front, remember today, obviously, U.S. markets are closed. Tomorrow we have housing starts at 8:30. It's an hour before open. We got weekly jobless claims as well tomorrow before market open as well. We then obviously the inventories for energy moved to Thursday instead of Wednesday. That'll be at 11 a.m. Got the 5-year at 1. Nothing else really besides that. And Friday, you know, we won't be streaming tomorrow. Remember that. We'll be streaming back on Friday with PMI, which is quite interesting to see, you know, this maybe after, you know, yesterday's close, I think on the ES was bullish, which is good, and the NQ. So it's funny, you know, we saw a little bit of pullback yesterday, but ended up closing green too. Yo, what's up, Dan? This guy, you doing, man? But yeah, existing home sales at 10 a.m. So Friday is probably be the biggest news this week. Not much. We have the, you know, unchanged rates in Australia on Tuesday, but the biggest news is Friday. So we'll be back looking at what happens on Friday with the PMI. But just be ready for that 15 minutes after open. Honestly, you might just want to wait to trade, or just understand what time it is and trade accordingly. Right. Besides that, guys, this was kind of cool to see today. Was that CPI inflation in the UK hit its 2% target. So look at that peak. Look at that massive peak and then nice little pullback there. So it's a good thing to see, right? Great thing to see that it's coming off of those highs. We saw CPI for us was also slowing. So rate cut this year, we're definitely going to get one. I don't like 2 is the talk. 2 is like the probability of 2 is interesting. But we'll see, you know, if it ramps up, you know, like this, like we're seeing over, you know, in the UK, you know, maybe we'll get more than that. But it really just depends. We'll see how that report comes out here in the following weeks. Besides that, going back to what we saw last week, remember the ETH ETFs are to launch by July 2nd, as the SEC comments on final S1 filing. So, like, it's by July 2nd, right? It's not exactly July 2nd, but we've come to know that technically they're just saying it's going to be July 2nd. It's going to be the very last date, right? So let's kind of wait to see if the ETH ETF, comes early. I really doubt it. But it's nice to see that Ethereum today, right? Ethereum today is, in fact, up, right? We have, up 2% today, up almost 2.5%. So nice little bounce back for Ethereum, and really coming from overall showing that, this 3,500 level is important. But also coming from this Fibonacci, right? This 50% Fibonacci bounce twice now. If today we close like this on Ethereum, if for some reason you're a trader that likes to, trade on leverage with Ethereum or whatever, investing wise, me, ETH is one of those that I buy weekly. But like for trading wise, this is pretty good confirmation, especially if it closed over yesterday's high of 35,515, which it looks like it's going to. You might get that continuation to the next day. So keep a close eye on that lovely retracement, though, playing out right now, going into those potential ETFs trading by July 2nd. Hopefully it's sooner, right? Hopefully it's sooner. Thoughts on LTC? We can go over suggestion here in just a minute, okay? I promise. We can go over y'all's suggestion here in just a minute. But for now, we're just touching on pretty much what's going on in the news and what's going on in the markets in general, right? So, man, let me see here. Sorry, give me 1 second. I don't know why the bot's playing with us now. It's in the other chat. Somebody pinged in the other chat. Jazz B pinged in the other chat. What are you doing? Just kidding. I don't know why that's doing that. All right. But yeah, for Ethereum, besides that, Solana was yet another one that's starting to show green today. It pulled back last night and hit a low about 135, and now it's back up, right? It's back up above that 136. Remember, the 136.49 is that weekly level we've been discussing. It's been that weekly level we have been discussing here on Solana. I'm sorry, for some reason the music in my headset's like twice as loud as it normally is. But, man, can't get better than that. Yesterday hits a crazy wick low. What was that low? 128. Bounces directly off 128 and now closes over that 136.49 again from that weekly level. So, that's an interesting thing to see. We want to see that weekly, 100% of the weekly close over 136.50. And we'll get into that here in just a minute while people kind of tune in and flood in after going live here. But besides that, guys, we should get to our Bitcoin predictions. Yesterday, Pepe was wrong for the first time in a few days. I wanted to see here. Pepe predictions, man. He's been Pepe Wheel. I forget to say Pepe Wheel or not. Pepe Wheel's, he's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So Pepe Wheel, man, is literally killing it. Only missed 3 trades out of the 8, which is awesome. So we'll see where he's at here in a little bit. But Bitcoin, just for some reason, down today, but we'll see if it kind of bounces back. I love that it hasn't fully retested yesterday's low. So we'll kind of go from there and see kind of if Bitcoin, has the potential of retesting yesterday's low or not. But for now, let's get into our Bitcoin predictions. Low news day, low volume day. Not much really happening, right? It's just a pretty chill day for everybody. People are probably out doing other things now, but we're going to get back to it as well because we're not streaming tomorrow, so I decided to stream today. If I had a choice, I probably wouldn't have streamed today just because it's, nobody's really looking at markets today, but, we'll be looking at it regardless. All right, let's go ahead and I'm going to unlist the other stream for the time being, and we're going to get to the bot here. You'll see it pop up in the stream in just a second. And we'll get to those Bitcoin predictions. Now, what are Bitcoin predictions? Well, if you want a chance to win $100 at the end of every week, you can have a chance to be in that running if you get really good at Bitcoin predictions or you chat, hang out with everybody in the YouTube chat, the one that has the bot in it. But right now, our leaders in our top 10 are Republic, Richard, Bolo, Beers, Havoc, Tom, Varun, Dame. Some of you, I added those points from yesterday. I still can't find certain people that like on the loyalty list. They had to have points for me to add points, so I'll be looking still through those and adding the points that didn't get added on Monday, so be ready for that. But majority of you guys should have your points though. So congrats to our top 10 so far. Let's see if the bot is back in, and we will get cranking on this. Come on, Bitcoin. But for now, guys, for the Bitcoin in general, I was gonna see here. We've been talking about this zone here for a while. It touched the, what was the low yesterday? The low was 64.10. We talked about 64 was literally that level, right? 64 right here was that previous open close daily high, sitting right there, right at 64, inside this imbalance as well. So besides that, we discussed that. Nice little fib retracement on Bitcoin too. So it's 50% bounce right at 64. A lot is lining up on Bitcoin, right? A lot is lining up on that Bitcoin daily. The Bitcoin weekly is pretty clean too. So, man, I mean, you can't go wrong with the Bitcoin weekly if you're nervous because it's not at an all-time high again. Then go look at the Bitcoin weekly chart, and it hopefully will make you feel a little bit better because, man, the weekly is insane. So let's go ahead and hope that bot's back. Come on, get that bot over there. Where's the HODL bot? Come on. Ping for me. Ping the bot again. It's got to be over there now, right? It's trying to switch over. And we'll get to Bitcoin predictions. But I was going to see what else from the stream front is up today besides Ethereum. Ethereum's kind of killing it, right? 27 on Avalanche, trying to bounce back a bit here. There it is. Okay, cool. All right, let's get the Bitcoin predictions into play now. Now that the bot's finally in the main chat, if you want to be a part of the Bitcoin predictions today, make sure you are in the chat. You see the bot in your chat. If you're not, make sure you are you join the right stream. Join the stream with the bot. Okay. That is the main stream on YouTube, the widescreen format of this stream. That's the one that we will be putting our predictions in. So where did my... Okay, so the price we're going to go with here on Bitcoin today. Man, it's sitting right at 65K, baby. Let's close over that today. That'd be nice, right? Yesterday was 64449. Wow. Today, this is what I just saw. Here you go. Boom. Price we're going to go with on the Bitcoin predictions is $65,025. If you think it's going to be more or less than that price, make sure to type in exclamation BTC more or less, and you'll get a chance to get 100 points added to your profile, putting you in with a chance to potentially win $100 at the end of the week if you're a top 10 viewer. But there you go. Get them in, and we'll see where it is at the end of the stream. If you're more or less than that price, is 65,025. All right, now it's Pepe's pick. Pepe, the king, man's been killing it so far. 5 out of 8 trades so far he's hit, and he's up. How much is he up? 1,600. So here we go. Pepe's pick today. Where's he gonna be? What you got for me, buddy? Let's go. Lower volume trading here on Juneteenth. Let's get it. What you picking? Pepe going with the more, man. I like it. I like the more. I think I got to go with the less, though. I got to go with the less on the other side. So I got to go against Pepe. Y'all know the drill. Always going against Pepe. Pepe Wheel picking the more today. We'll see if he's correct, man. He's been on it. We'll see. We're going to see how he is at the end of the year. Imagine him being up 60K or something. Who knows? I got to size up eventually, I guess. Pepe with the more today. Let's get into the charting front, though. Make sure that he might be right or not. All right. Okay. So first off, we talked about this yesterday, and the fact that we closed under 65,500 was interesting, right? Closing under that price was definitely something that, we wanted to see hold on that weekly. Now, I will say it's yet again still a weekly level, so watching it close over that on a weekly time frame would be ideal as well. So right now, obviously that level, that 65,500 level, comes from a weekly open close high on back in 2021. So seeing that right now closing or trading near the low of last week is why I'm like, okay, that's another one that we need to be watching. The low is 65.05, so or 65,005, right? So if we can close up over that price as well this week, You know, if we're over both, fantastic. If we're over one of them, that's good too. Let's just see what ends up playing out. Now, like we talked about before, the fib from these two swing points here is lining up nicely for a good retracement going into that daily from this low to this high. Lines up to be about 50%. So this is a good spot to where if, you know, we were to have any type of potential reversal from this very small pullback, then this could be the start of it, right? In my opinion, though, on the daily, we're still bearish. I'm not going to be considering any upside on Bitcoin until we, you know, make a actual breaking move, probably above this swing high here. The swing high is 67,274. So we'll see if we can swing above that because it also lines up with that higher low. So it'll be just another spot where I'm thinking, you know, if we can get up over that price, then maybe we can start to see 70 again. But going from here on the daily, let's look at the money flow profile and let's see where those are sitting again. I do want to do something here. I was informed about this, which I should have been doing originally. Let me see. Bring this down. Oh, I need to do 90. Do opposite. So in this case, we can actually see the. I'm gonna up these rows too to 50. That's a good idea. We actually see the overall heat map on the actual Bitcoin's price here, rather than just looking at the bars. So where your peak volume is versus where it isn't. You can see a lot of volume though, regardless, in this massive value range. So that yellow there, we consider that value range. So if we can get back into that range, because outside of it right now, it would be somewhere around that 67,500 level, around that swing low. So if it were to bounce back through, we definitely need to break this swing high that it's set there at 67 volume, but not really a sentiment, right? It's been pretty flat. There's nothing really showing us that it wants to potentially get bought or sold. It's just kind of even, right? But going on the structural front, that 64K level is what we're really watching, especially with that inbound sitting there, as you can see right here, lining up with the previous high. So overall, it is playing to this previous high. It is playing to the fib retracement, but the only thing that's concerning is it's out of that value range now, which is, you know, the low of it was roughly like 65,500. So do we, you know, trend out of here? Do we actually show that it wants to bounce and get back into that? That's kind of what we'll be watching for the rest of the week. Now, granted, this is only half, right? It's only 50% from these highs. It's not really showing us that it wants to come down and break these lows. It's struggling right now. I mean, yesterday it had a decent volume day, but it's even, you know, today even with the low volume, it's not really, you know, fading in one direction. It's just kind of staying still, which is a good sign. The volume picked up a little bit yesterday. You can see even in 2 days, it's crazy the weekends are just zero volume now. It's all Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then, you know, the end of the week it slows down, which is nuts. But this would be the spot, right? This would be the spot I would want to see if it were to actually make that first initial bounce to, you know, indicate, okay, hey, we're not done to the upside. But if it does break below that, like 64K, we'll probably be targeting 62 again. So we'll talk about that if we get a closing daily of below 64. But 62 would probably be that lower target if 64 does end up getting closed beneath. But Bitcoin, man, I mean, if it's in the 60s, we're not complaining, right? It's not really much to complain about in the 60s. But here's that 4 hour. Ideally, you know, getting up over 67 would be probably your best bet right now. But it did break this order block here, 24% order block, getting back over 65.5, 66. Could help us, but it's still stuck in this slope. So this slope's still pretty aggressive. We'd have to show that buyers want to take it out, and that's what leads us into Ethereum. So let's go to Ethereum because it's completely opposite right now today than it is on Bitcoin. So ETH here, we'll get into it because this is honestly lovely. I mean, the ETH daily and the ETH 4 hour is perfect. And guys, if you didn't get your Bitcoin predictions in today, I'm sorry you missed out. I'm closing them right now. And make sure you come back tomorrow to be a part of that as well. We do it every single day here. So the bot has officially ended that. I'm going to go ahead and unlist the stream, or make the other stream public again. So it's probably going to actually get rid of that bot. So if you want to do something with the bot today, make sure you join the other vertical stream. All right. So in this case, guys, here's Ethereum. So Ethereum right now, as we can see, has fully bounced off of that 50% retracement. I was saying today, if Ethereum closes well over yesterday's high, which is 35,515, like it's trying to today, we actually might get a continuation into tomorrow to at least maybe retest the 36-35 area, right? This has perfectly shown that 50% is enough, right, on this little bit of a pullback that it's had, and potentially it might make that breaking move through 3,600 again. Today's high was 35.85, so that 3,500 hasn't really been a weekly level that its price is cared about, right? Unless the weekly closes where it's at. We had a pretty decent pivotal point here on Monday, the 28th of March of 2022. So it breaking or it rejecting that level with this massive of a movement here is why we like to plot these weekly levels. We can see here the fact that we had 2 times that price went up and rejected 3,900, right? That's yet another significant weekly level that we have respected. So it's quite interesting to see. Maybe this week is the week that Ethereum decides to respect the 3,500 level, but that would be more so on that weekly chart. So it did break last week's low, but it's well over where that weekly open close high is. But what's interesting is that we've had 3 bearish weeks here in Ethereum, all with very large lower wicks. So we're kind of due for that weekly bullish close after the ETF approval pump that we had here. So, does it recover? I mean, that's what we're going to wait for 4 days and 6 hours. But again, remember, we like that 46.50 price on Ethereum. We need a weekly and daily close above 4K, and then we can start considering stuff like that. But we really just haven't. We really just haven't had but like a few days that it closed fully over 4K. But we rather see that weekly close than the daily. So Ethereum right now is actually pretty clean. Is actually very clean here. So seeing this kind of already show that it wants to bounce, we could dive into that 4-hour time frame and see, okay, yeah, this thing is now showing that it's respecting the current shift in structure. It hasn't fully shifted yet, hasn't broken this swing high here. We would get a nice little change of character there, but we have shown strength off of this lower order block there yet again, and we've also bounced off that imbalance so far. So this candle right now, I just want it to close where it's at, close above that previous 4-hour high. Then a 4-hour target would be 36.22. Had 2 problems there, right? If you just mark this level off, reject. So that would be my first overall target there on Ethereum. If it were to close where it's at, be a nice higher low there to play out into retesting those highs. But I don't know. It's the market today is just doing its own thing. It's lower volume with Juneteenth in the U.S. side, but I do think the S1 filings for the ETFs that are about to start trading in early July is a good potential play here on Ethereum going into that. So we'll see if Ethereum can get back up. I mean, for now, I'm not going to be optimistic and say, oh, it's going back to 3,900, but I do think it could easily go touch 36.50 and then possibly 37. So we'll look for that even with this beautiful retracement. I wanted to look at the money flow on this as well. As you can see here, the money overall, let me pull up 200 bars again. So the money flow overall here on the 200 bars, majority volume sitting down there. Now I'm going to bring that back so we can see what that was. In this case, though, we're showing that, this is where the majority volume is sitting, right? There's your peak in yellow. You have there's some more volume up here that traded through for a while when it was struggling to get through 4K. But I love that in this range that we've had, and I can stretch it out a little bit more to be safe. Let's like 110 bars. There you go. Boom. Still that same level. So like we were saying yesterday, whichever direction you get those daily closes above or below, we should start considering that might be the direction it's picking. This is still your value range. When you have a value range like this, the majority of the time you're just trading back and forth. People don't know which way they want it to go yet. So in this case, you know, I would want to break this structural high up there at 36.51 on the daily to get a full move potentially back to 39. But for now, like we said, the 4-hour play here, there you go, 4-hour peaking at this exact level as well, would be to just get a closure where it's at, potentially close above this high of 35.85. So going from there could be super clean. I'm going to optimize sensitivity on the signals and overlays because as we can see here, we've been trading through the NEO. So a lot of the times, remember, like we said, when we're trading through the NEO and getting more opposing signals like this, we're starting to show that this consolidation could be lining up into a potential trend move. So that's what we wait on, right? We wait to see if it wants to get out of the NEO clouds in the NEO, right? It's in the NEO. If we go to like a daily here, I can show you a little bit easier of when trending versus not, right? So we're not trending here. We're not trending here. We're just kind of bouncing off, right? But now when we are trending, you can see the NEO cloud climbs and starts to adjust according to the strength of that trend. And if price is trading well above the NEO, it's in a very strong trend. The minute price starts trading through, the NEO cloud's at a weak trade, consolidated period, trades below, right? Once it starts trading below, you start seeing more of a trend formation here, rejects, sets a new low, sets up again, and then finally ETF spike, right? So right now, we're just kind of waiting. Does price want to hold within this or not? That's pretty much the biggest concern on Ethereum right here at 3,500 on this, you know, retracement that we're getting at this moment. So we'll see with Ethereum. Again, those upside targets right now on the 4 hours very low. It was around 36, about 36.50, so another $100 on the 4 hour. Wherever this is, yeah, 36.50. But besides that, if it wants to actually get enough volume behind it, I think 3,700 is that next watch as well. So we'll see from there. We shall see from there on Ethereum. Bitcoin predictions are closed. Yes. I mentioned it already, gents. Come on, brother. Come on, bros. So, yeah. All right, let's go into Solana because Solana is another one today that's actually showing us that it wants to potentially bounce back, which is awesome. So, in this case, Solana on the weekly, right? Solana on the weekly is starting to show that it wants to hold yet again another weekly level, right? 136.50. We talked about it here, bounce there, but not only did it bounce there, this is where price create a higher low off of, and then a very aggressive lower high off of. That sent this down to $30 and even lower. It sent it down to $10, which is crazy to me. But again, breaking those lows beautifully off of that specific level. There's a reason why this level wants to be held up on. As you can see here at 136. Roughly 136.50 is from the actual open close high from back in 2021. But for now, price yet again still wanting to hold it. The daily candles closing over it here yesterday, and now today it's still trading above it. So if this doesn't fully touch yesterday's low, right? This doesn't fully touch yesterday's low, we might actually get a potential continuation up to 143 again. So we had a high here of 141 today. If price can just hold that, we might eventually get a nice push up. But again, we're still in a daily trend. We're still in a 4-hour slope. It's just, there's no reason to look bullish on something like Solana for a trade, other than if it were to break one of these swings, right? So this swing high here is 151.73. If it breaks above that, we can start considering a potential trade. I guess you could, you know, if you want an early indication, be around 142, right? But on the daily, remember this level comes from that weekly time frame. So like we said already, every time Solana for me, every time it touches a key weekly level, I buy some, right? I'm still in a hedge short because of the meme coin situation with the celebrities. But it does seem the nice part about it is that celebrities are taking their time to do their due diligence to launch it properly. But we'll see, right? I think this is a, you know, regardless, I'm loading up big time. I have a very short-term hedge on Solana just in case. But like I said, if this thing actually starts picking up in decent volume, I will be getting out of that. But remember, we're short from around 145. So we're looking for a potential, potential problem. That's about it. It's not much. It's not really, there's no reason to short Solana other than that, in my opinion. Long term, very bullish. I think we're going to see 200 this year if it stays on track with what it's doing. But we'll keep a close eye on that as the weeks go on, right? We're streaming every day. We're making sure everybody's updated with everything going on. Let's buy Trump, he said. Goodness gracious. Or nuts. We're going to go over gold in just a second, I promise. But besides that, 121 is the price point on that low. That would be the next level. I'd buy some again. We bought some there before when it made this retest of it. But, man, this trend's been super clean, right? A lot of higher lows starting to form with the oscillator with lower lows forming on price. Nice divergence there. This has set lower highs, though, on the daily for Solana. So it does show that it could go a little bit lower. But the nice part is that it is extended. So it being extended where it's at, if price does break back down to 121 or whatever, we actually might see a pretty big extension on the oscillator, and then it might help us get back into this range yet again, do something similar that we just saw with this inverse head and shoulders when it made that move to 180. So it was a nice little bounce back there. But then, of course, altcoins are the ones that technically suffer when the market's in consolidation on Ethereum and Bitcoin and stuff. But I will say Solana is actually handling it quite well, right? It's holding these values. If you look at like we said, if you compare this to like Avalanche, notice on the last dip, this thing held its values, but now it's even lower. It's broken kind of that key support around 132, right? Solana is still well above what we were looking at before. So that's just something to consider. Dogecoin as well breaking down. You had like near, like we discussed yesterday. That's also, it retested those lows, but it is breaking down a little bit more. So comparing that to something like Solana, there's not much of a worry because it hasn't fully retested these lows, which is really nice. So we're looking for 21 on Solana if it continues in this bearish trend. But again, guys, a daily time frame is still pointing bearish, so there's no reason to not think bearish on Solana because the higher time frames are still telling you that we're a little bit bearish, lower high on the weekly as well. But this week, let's just close over the 136.50 and I'll be happy. I'll be a happy camper. All right, so remember, gold now. Let's get to gold. Gold, we talked about it yesterday. Y'all keep spamming it. I don't know why. Why are you spamming it? You should know by now. You're pretty sure 21 won't hit? Davis? Yeah, Dave, you're good, brother. You're good, brother. All right. Gold. Gold is up. Let's get it. All right, so for gold, remember, daily time frame still in a bearish slope, right? I would not be thinking any upside until it shows us clean upside price action. We're still in a bearish trend. We're still potentially showing a bear flag on the daily. We discussed how we had that, nice setup for a bear flag on the 4-hour here that played out to hit 2,300 again. I think 2,300 is pretty key right now in this situation. If again, we get a continuous closes, low volume day today, right? So it's not really going to do much. But we're still seeing that price is having issues, right? It's having a lot of issues with this 2230s, right? The 2230 area. Nice reject of the imbalance. This upper slope here is still there on that lower time frame, or on this lower end. But I would overall consider this more of a bearish setup than anything. So I would want to see here if I want to be bullish on gold, I need it to fully break 2341, right? I would want it to break fully above 2341. There's no reason to be trading it otherwise. I wouldn't really be looking for a short either right now. It's just in a spot where it's like nothing looks good. If I were to short it, though, I would want to look for it to at least show me a break of 2306 type situation. But it's just very weak right now. So we'll see what it does into tomorrow. But this is the level here. I mean, if you go back to the daily, what I'm watching are these this is a crazy period of open close levels, right? You got a closure here, open here, closure here, open here, closure here, open here. Why wouldn't I look to the short side if another daily candle closes underneath this, because it's not showing any strength. This also on gold broke yesterday's high, right? It wicked yesterday's high and it's already trading back red. Does it? I would want it to either, it's going to have to close above yesterday's high, or tomorrow you might see a continuation to the downside as well. So yesterday's high was 23.33. So if you got closed over that on gold today, it'd be great. But right now it's just definitely weak after it broke yesterday's high, and then now it's trading lower. So that's not a great sign for gold. But looking at it now, obviously we're still rejecting this imbalance here. Let's look at the money flow. Yet again, on this money flow here, your peak volume is where we're at, right? Here's your peak, right? Here's, you know, your value range is up here around 23.56 down to where it's at right now, 23.10. So it's retesting the downside of this more than it is the upside, right? So we'll see if it wants to get up through those levels, right? I remember what we said. We said that 23.41 here. It's just got to give me a closure on the daily and a 4 hour above that level, and I think we could potentially have a nice breaking move back to, you know, 23.60, which is what we discussed the other day as well. But there you go. Daily consolidation still in play here on gold. It's just struggling a bit. The nice part is, though, for the longer term trends, the signals and overlays NeoCloud is still holding, right? It has signaled a bearish movement, but you know me, when it comes to trending state, I want to see this thing trade to either side of the NeoCloud. So this thing being inside that NeoCloud for long-term type positioning is, you know, it could go in either direction, right? I still consider bearish because of the lower high that got set here, but we're still holding that NeoCloud. Like we said already, it did wick the bottom of that NeoCloud. So if it fully recovers and escapes it, right, that could indicate a really nice push to, you know, hit all-time highs again. We talked about how the escape and run setup has been pretty clean here on the NeoCloud here. If we go to like the 15 sensitivity as optimized in the dashboard, if it'll let me here. Yeah, we are. Okay, cool. When you saw price escape here, right? Price tries to escape, has issues, right? Through that NeoCloud has issues, then immediately rejects after it's escaped, and then re-enters the downside of that NeoCloud. So that being said, it's usually a bigger impulse is showing that uptrend doesn't want to actually revert, don't want to actually come into play. It just wants to kind of take a breather, take out some liquidity up here, and then make its bigger move to the downside. So watching for that breaking move on the 4 hour would be pretty clean here. That's what you want to focus on. But it continues to trade through the NeoCloud, so it's showing you that it is consolidating and there's no trend, right? So that's pretty much what I would keep an eye on here for Ethereum, or for gold, is breaking back over that 23.41. Goodness gracious. 23.41 needs to break through that level. If it doesn't, I'd probably see it retest 2300. You're not daddy. Where are we heading for Sol? Are we dying, or what's your opinion? We just went over Solana, man. 136.50, man. Watch 136.50. That's the level to watch. That is the level to watch. All right. Besides that, guys, obviously the NQ today, it traded a little bit. We got to remember we're rolling contracts. We got quad witching on Friday. I forgot to mention that. Quad witching on Friday, crazy volatility comes out of that, right? Crazy volatility comes out of that. So we'll be moving into the volume, as you know, on the futures contracts has already moved to the U's. Has already moved to the U's, the September expiration on the NASDAQ. So biggest thing for the NASDAQ, respecting highs, man. I mean, this thing has plenty of room to retrace, right? We're back into this mega bull trend, right? We're back into the mega bull trend. So if I just go to the NQ in general, I'm not going to consider this isn't the value. But if I go back into the mega bull trend, this is when we were in one before we had that retrace, right? We held slope, okay? So you got to identify the slope first off. But look what happens. You have 1, 2, sometimes 1, 2, 3, sometimes just 1 and then a fade. Sometimes just 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. It doesn't usually go past 3 bearish days before it fully recovers sometime in an entire day, right? So, that's something to note when you're trading SPY and stuff and you're in a mega trend. If you have one bearish day, there is a way that you can play where you position yourself as close to the low as possible for a potential bounce back the following day, especially being in a very strong trend that you're in. If the next day it's red again, you position yourself again. Next day it's red again, you position yourself again, and then you wait for the third day, and you have a very good position for that third day continuation. Now, that is way more risky. I wouldn't recommend totally doing that, but you can notice when you're in those bearish trends or very bullish trends, you can look for potential opportunities on the days that it's red because the probability of it actually playing that mega trend will continue, right? Look at this 1, 2, 3 sell off, gap up, and then recovers in a single day, right? So that's kind of what we're seeing right now. But when does that bear day come? And when it does, and we'll do the NAS 100 here so you have a better calculation here. When it does happen, like we said, it's quite interesting because we discussed how the this current fib move is perfect for a this is being the high, right? It seems to me we could potentially wick 20K on the NASDAQ. I think we could wick 20K on the NASDAQ, then close red on that day. But what I'd be watching is this previous high that it had its last kind of doji on was 1964. So if price does have a red day, see if it comes back about 1% or so, maybe a little bit less than that, or 1% over 2 days, and then we go from there. Give us a nice higher low. But notice how aggressive this move is from like NVIDIA and stuff. It's just been absolutely on a tear. So, so for like, the ES here, same situation, right? Let me go back to you, Quad Witching Friday, on the drill there. Let me see here. Yet again, the fib on this has shown that it's made a significant move to give us a retracement back to the previous high. Good little trick there. So this move could be coming to a halt. We're very extended on the oscillator as well. It does need to set a new higher low. So if that's going to happen, price I would go for is 5,500. Right? I would go for 5,500. That'd be money. Man, look at the volume here coming from just that, which is interesting. I feel like, oh, I'm dumb. That's because of the, sorry, excuse me. There we go. I was about to say that doesn't make any sense. Coming from it's just because I didn't have the right contract up. But leading contract here, your majority volume is sitting at that low. We've, like we said, guys, this is where value ranges are like useful, right? When you're in big trends. You have a value range here on these yellow peaks, right in this yellow box. The minute it breaks out of those value ranges, usually you start to get into a trending state. Similar situation happened right there on the ES. We talked about it before on gold and stuff when it makes that breaking move. It's very nice. It's very nice. But yeah, let me see here. The euro. How's Bitcoin doing? Bitcoin's still a little bit green. It's going to be real close. It's going to be real close. So for the euro here, remember the euro right now we're still a little bearish on, right? We're still a little bearish on. We're retesting this imbalance here. We have bounced off a nice clean 4-hour order block there, but it broke those lows and now it's made a very slight uptrend, right? A lot of times that's just people covering shorts, right? They just fade it up until you allow new sellers to come in and short it again, or people repositioning. Now, the other thing we discussed is this swing high to here. We started to show that it's coming back to its own 50% retracement. So if we get a nice 4-hour / daily close that's bearish somewhere below the like this low here, I think we discussed it before. It was the 107.2. I think we maybe said this one, 107.1. Yeah, let's go to the daily. So it was the 4-hour. If we get a nice close under that, more than likely of it coming down to retest this order block around the 106.5 or 106.8 down to 106.5 was that low side target. I think it's very possible if it's not going to respect kind of this area. So as you can see here, look at the volume. Look at that actually pick up here, which is interesting. If I even extend this to 200, we can see there is a lot of volume here. This is the only other peak that's showing it close to what we've seen before. Price, when it re-entered that value range up there, rejected. We talked about here on the euro how this was the ultimate 618 retracement after, and breaker block slash FEG reject too. So we're kind of seeing a nice fade here. Going in the longer range here, though, you can see that majority volume sitting up there. We still have the peak at where we're at here. So does price hold this area at 107.5, 107.4 on the euro, or does it reject again? If it does, which it seems like it's going to, just based on the price action coming from that low, it's very slow. I'd be looking for a sell right to 106.8 pretty easily. So we'll see what it does in the next few days as the volume picks back up. But that's pretty much it for the euro. Crude oil still hovering at 80s. Bounced well off its own value level and broke out that previous high. Made a breaker, which is good. Does crude oil extend? We'll see. That's the next thing to keep an eye on. We went over gold. The Dow is kind of chilling at its highs as well. How did Australia do? Australia's back up today. Somebody mentioned the Dixie was down today. Not much. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it. So, and we're not even at an hour yet on the stream. I think that's pretty much it for overall the majors. If you guys want to go over anything specific, throw it in the chat. We can talk about it. What's the money flow profile? Money flow profile is the volume indicator. When there's no news, you won't see BK? Yeah, probably. Pretty much. Pretty boring day, guys. Pretty boring day. There's nothing. Price hasn't really changed since yesterday. Not much to really go over here. Rune still showing that potential breaker setup here. And we have it on the list, actually. Yo, Pendle. We have a look at Pendle in a day or two. Look at it recover. What we set? Yo. Wow. It broke the 618 here, but it is back up. Wow. If Pendle closes over this high here, 573, I mean, you might actually see a nice move. Womp womp, he ruined it. Not really much news today. Nobody's really going too crazy in the markets today. But yeah, man, Rune is starting to bounce off that daily low there. Oop, go back. Give me that. Starting to show that it potentially wants to bounce off that daily low. Didn't fully test that weekly level that we have plotted here in these weekly open close lows. But like we said on the weekly, in the daily, if we can close over 410, 420 yesterday, I think we talked about this, that would be ideal. Otherwise, I'm not a big fan of it because what do we see here? All right, what is this? Nice head and shoulders playing out, breaking its previous higher low, which is very strong, usually very strong. Gold, though, like we said already, needs to break, but so far the weekly looks very good for this thing to break out. LDO recovering. I know we discussed that. Ruden's going to be on the list, though. Pendle, nice move. Much lower by the end of the weekend. You think so? You think, brother? I don't know. Could. It very well could. I haven't looked at Jupiter in forever. U.S. markets are all closed today, guys. Yeah, Jupe's breaking that low. Jupe, yet again, these ones that have just started trading on like Binance and stuff, just got to be careful. Good early morning or early trading hype, right? Falls off, makes a decent dip. Now we'll see where it ends up picking up. You can see majority volume in this range is still on day one of this. So that's quite interesting. Let's go to like 50 bars though. Yeah, still sitting high on that. Go to 100 on this current move. So yeah, still sitting up in that area as well. So yeah, I mean for Jupiter, oh, that's a tough one. I can't say that doesn't make sense because it's literally just taking volume from that level. But I will say down to 53, I mean, it could be the buy if you've been wanting to get Jupiter. But I would just wait. You get the bearish change of character on the weekly as well, which isn't the best. Somebody was saying the pound and the dollar. Look at that. The pound and the dollar. What's a good buy point for Jupe? It's going to be, I would say, all the way down here to 54 if it gives it to you. But I don't know. We're going to have to see how price action reacts. I don't know if it'd go that low. It could. All right, FTM. On this weekly, showing that FVG breaker block kind of trade-off, right? FVG breaker block trade-off like we discussed. Okay. Let's see here if it does want to bounce and close up over this area. If it does, if we show a closure this week on FTM over 52.75 or 53, could be a really good move. That breaker's money and the imbalance there. So let's see. Let's honestly see. That could be really good. I'm not a big fan that it broke this previous higher low here, but lower high set going to retest these lows here, 52.70s, 53-ish area is quite interesting. So we'll definitely see where it's at from there. Traders Dojo, man. Appreciate it, man. LTC, yeah, let's look at it. Let's look at it for our dude over there on TikTok. Man said he's still at 124, dude. Dang, dude. How long have you been holding that? You've been holding that for a while. Holy cow. Is there a reason why you bought at 124? Are you so you're long-term holding at 124? I'm assuming. Yeah, there's no way you're leveraged on that. This is Litecoin. Litecoin is another one that's like I don't know. Like Litecoin's so strange because it's literally been one of those that's been around. Another altcoin that's been around forever. I will say though the value of this is way better than than obviously XRP and some of these others that have been around just as long and just, not even worth it. Litecoin is one of those that I think could actually be better off in the long term. But it has had these crazy spikes and it's had issues with them. So now where we're at this current spot, yeah, I honestly want to take this to just to 500 bars. Yeah, so now let's do less than that. Let's do 300. Yeah, it's pretty good. Still sitting there. So again, you're still above overall the weekly average, right? You're above the weekly average. So the weekly average is down here in those 50s, which makes sense. Every single time this thing has made a major pullback, it's kind of settled around the 50s, right below 60. So being in the 70s is not bad. If you're just bag holding Litecoin, it's gonna probably be a minute before you guys see 121 again. But I will say, we've been looking at the Bitcoin cycle and the overall 6-month delay in the potential bull run or halving cycle. So when that picks back up, you can see here this was March 24th. Bitcoin. Remember April was the big move there, but for March 24th there, where Bitcoin was approaching 70K as well, you'll get probably a pretty decent move. I honestly, for Litecoin, if it's something you've been wanting to get out of, right? If it's something you've been wanting to get out of, I would maybe wait till it gets back up to 104, 100 to 104, and then probably just get rid of some of what you're holding. If that's something you've been dying to do, is get out of Litecoin. You probably could see it back at 100 again. That's all I'm going to say for now. but I don't know if it would fully put you in profit again. It just depends how you're willing to hold it. That's the biggest thing. So that's kind of what I'd wait on is probably $100 again, then kind of get out of it. What's the higher chance? Litecoin to 100, XRP to $1? Litecoin to 100, man. Way better chance. I mean, Litecoin was just at, like, look. When was the last time, like, XRP was at $1? It was back in 2021, right? Litecoin, the reason why I say $100 on Litecoin is because it literally just was above 100. Right? We even streamed when it was above 100. All right, so you're gonna have a better probability of this thing going to 100. But if it gets back there, then if you're been trying to get rid of it, then that's what you do. 88 to $1. ADA as well, man. ADA is in 2022's last time I was at $1. You're crazy. ADA, man. Oh my gosh. So bad, bro. ADA. Hot rail with the helium. I love that, man. Matic. I haven't looked at Matic in forever. Matic's getting dumped on too. I remember when we had that trade on Matic up to like 113, 120. It was such a good setup on the oscillator. Man, that was a fun time right there, right? In March. March was a good time. March was a great time. It went nuts. Elmo, it comes down, bro. It comes down to, I wouldn't necessarily size back in unless that's something you like actually want to do. Like, I wouldn't recommend it though. Like if it's, you know, that's a tough one, guys. What do you think? What does Hodl Gang think? This guy has averaged like 124. If he's looking to, if you feel trapped, that's the tough part. It's like you don't want to dump more money into something that's, you know, losing. I'd rather you throw it into something worth buying like Solana or Ethereum or Bitcoin. I wouldn't take the loss yet. I do think Litecoin with this current cycle we're in with Bitcoin would go retest 100 at least. It could fully come back to profit. To be honest, it could fully come back. This is the price action concept. It could fully come back to profit on Litecoin. I don't see it going anywhere right now. I think Litecoin's okay for the time being. You know, it's respecting. It's following the same sort of situation with the rest of these. So it's not like we were just here in January and then it made its move. We were just there before in August and it made its move. It's like, it seems like it's just going to do the same thing again. So actually, that's what I'm going to tell you. I would just wait. I wouldn't average in, man. Honestly, I wouldn't add to a loser regardless. But you know, you could see like you could see 50 again, and then down there you could then save your ass kind of thing. I would have to look Dennis back into Litecoin and what it's been doing recently. I mean, I used to own some, but I don't even remember the last time I looked into what Litecoin's been doing, to be honest. What's your opinion on TRX? It never seems to be affected by these altcoin crashes. Let's take a look. That is doing quite well. TRX, what? It's been on Binance since 2018. It's had a nice move here. Yeah, there's been a lot of hype with Tron for sure. You can see here on June 10th, founder trades for $21 million in crypto to the world's largest exchange. Man, it's holding AAVE. I'm not a huge fan of that. It's funny. Yeah, I mean, I think it's just. think it's just one of those that, like, this is how you find the diamonds, right? This is how you find the diamonds in the rough. You see you see which coins are actually holding in these potential these altcoin corrections, and Tron is one of them. Seems to be. Similar with, like I was saying on Solana, like Solana isn't being affected much either. Like, it's down, yeah, it's down, but like if you compare it to where it was, it hasn't fully broken any of its weekly lows. It's still holding fine. Same here with like TRX. TRX just hit a high of 14. It's holding 11. These are the ones that you mostly want to keep an eye on. I can be honest. I don't know a ton about Tron, but based on its price, based on its reaction so far, like you said, if it's, if value's holding, right? It's the same with anything. If value's holding in a let's say altcoin correction or just Bitcoin pulling back, then you know that the coin is actually worth potentially actually holding for the long term. Stable transfers. I think you spelled the way I read that, Dennis. Tron is being used for stable is like horse stables. Mac and 88 are cooked. I 100% agree. Some guy wanted Cas, but I spelled that wrong. I always forget. It's literally Cas. Just go crypto in general. Cas, another one, yeah. This one's the most profitable mining token right now. I think it still is. But man, yeah, yet another one that's just holding its value very nicely. Let's pull it up on MXC here. What holds the majority trading volume of Cas? Does anybody know? Is it KuCoin? Just like USD in general. Is it the Pith? No, I forgot they don't have volume. Bybit, goodness gracious. BitGet's 30-day volume is 35 million. MXC has Tether, and it's 65 million. KuCoin, yeah, so it looks like it's going to be MXC. MEXC, sorry. I don't know why I said that. Dude, I mean, Cas, like, besides it being, let's see here. Yeah, like nuts, man. This is just one of those that's being hyped up quite a bit just because of the production of it, and how easily profitable mining it is. I will say in this current run, though, it's respecting levels, which is good. Right now, I mean, if it's gonna hold 14.5 or 15 cents there above that weekly high, I don't see why you wouldn't have any problems. But let's look at the money flow up here because there's a lot of consolidation right now. There you go. Let's do 220. There you go. So wow. Okay, so right now in this current move that it's had, it's surprising that it's dead center as the overall volume. But you have a huge area here. Notice this side, the yellow, right? That goes all the way down here. You can see the yellow stops down here around 11 cents. So 11 cents, and then peaking at the fact that the peak is up there at 13, 14, and then it just falls off. It doesn't like fade. It's interesting. But for now, I mean, this current move here on the daily, right, on a structural front, look how the 50% retracement and the 618 line up beautifully with that peak volume. But in this range, I'm not going to say it's from day one, but in this current range that it's been in, it makes a lot of sense right now that it's trying to get bought back on that daily right off there. You can see it wicked, the low wicked 13.6, and that peak there is sitting at 13.9. So man, I mean, it's and it just so happens to be between the 50% and the 618. So it's a good little spot here. I mean, if you've been wanting to pick up some cash, but it might not be a bad spot. It's also coming off of, you know, these daily highs and the weekly highs that we talked about. But it is a good spot. It did set a lower high, did break a lower higher low. But so far in retracement front, it's not a bad area. The weekly there. Yeah, I would have, like, if I was to buy some, I'd be buying some probably off this weekly price there, 14.3658. But yo, what's up? A7, how you doing, man? 15-minute on Bitcoin. Oh no, Bitcoin's going less today. Come on, baby. Stay more, Bitcoin. I don't remember the last time I looked at Bitcoin. 15-minute. Stay more on the Bitcoin. Pepe prediction off, man. It's okay, I'm winning. I'm beating Pepe. Who said less so far? You better be hype. If you said less, you better be hype. I'm gonna go to Bitcoin USDT before people are like, dude, you're short and long at the same time. It's a Bitcoin predictions. If you want to be a part of that, you have to make sure you're tuned in early enough to be a part of your Bitcoin predictions. All right, Bitcoin 15-minute ghost thing. I mean, here you go. This is what happens when you're on. It's a holiday, right? Yo, oh, nice reject there. This is holiday price action right here. It's not going anywhere. That's boring. Nobody wants to trade that. That's garbanzo. It's terrible. It probably end up being more later anyway, so don't worry about it. It probably won't be less for long, just based on today. Just based on today, probably won't be less for long. Dude, the daily today on Bitcoin, I just want to close over that 65,500 level. That'd be ideal. I don't know why this adjusted. Where's the zero? 65,500. If you can close over that on the daily today, it'd be money. I mean, regardless, though, we got 5 hours left. If Bitcoin doesn't retest yesterday's low of 64.60, we actually might get a decent bounce back tomorrow. ETH could be, you know, the all-seeing eye on what might come tomorrow. I mean, a nice bounce so far for Ethereum. So, I don't know. I mean, it could very much be the perfect setup. What's awesome, too, about the NEO, like we talked about already, guys, is the fact that look at how it acts as like a Fibonacci, see? It's like almost the bottom of that NEO cloud is at 50% retracement. I would want to see here on ETH, though, breaking back over that, you know, 36.50 area would be ideal. Bitcoin under 65, it is. Those said less right now. Whoever says less right now is currently winning. So great job. We'll see where you're at in a little bit. Nice escape there on Avalanche. Dude, Avalanche price action is nuts. Look at that sweep and then dump. It's like, yeah, let's go hit 64 and then come off of it. Like, what are you doing? It's nuts. Oh, Doge. Doge coming off its highs as well. Poor Dogecoin. Look at, there you go, guys. Here was that thing I was talking about. It didn't fully break out of the highs here, but this is what we might be seeing, right, on gold and stuff. Didn't fully break out of the highs, but it retested that bearish NEO cloud, then re-signaled here with an exit, like as it came out of that NEO, and then continued its downwards trend. It is quite interesting. I've noticed that a lot with certain things as well. Like, look at it here. Let me optimize this. Look on Doge here. So Doge, right? I mean, this was crazy bounce back, major sell-off. Either way, Neo Cloud flips, right? Price exits the bottom of the Neo Cloud, then finally signal coming out of that Neo Cloud, then moves into a nice trend. Very interesting. Very interesting. How's Bitcoin doing right now? Stay with Bitcoin. That's nuts. Same with Bitcoin. The Neo escape, as we could call it. Price trading below the bearish Neo cloud, retest bearish Neo cloud, fails to break out. It's literally like a false break, right? False breakout, false reversal. Bitcoin yet again does it again, and it finally closes under. The minute it closes under, we're starting to continue that bearish trend. Quite interesting. Quite interesting. Yeah, Daniel, I appreciate you reaching out, man. Bitcoin 90K, Carlo. That's right. I appreciate it. 90K in the house. Come on, man. Yo, Space, I appreciate that, man. Jack said algo. Lux algo? Man, all these dumped. Dumpy. This thing's getting destroyed. I'm going to optimize it. 15 cents. So, this thing, man, it's in a very aggressive daily downtrend, right? Like we said before, if price ever trading below a Neo cloud, which is this red cloud here, usually it's in an aggressive trend. If it's trading above it, it's an aggressive trend, right? The minute it trades through it, it's usually trying to reverse or consolidate a bit. But breaks back below it, rejects it, and then nice little downtrend. Odds are always stacked in that direction. Man, it's going to be close on the big. This thing did just exit. And now the Neo has flipped here on Bitcoin's 4-hour. It did respect that high, though. Failed to break. Reject back down on the opposing cloud. Appreciate that, Jack. Yeah, dude, this is... I love, though, the weekly, though. The weekly on Bitcoin is probably the cleanest chart right now that we've seen. Value's still holding. You're right. I mean, if you look at the weekly, I mean, we're just kind of ranging up here until we potentially pick back up to break all-time highs. So it's good to see that the overall trend of Bitcoin's holding nicely. But remember, we talked about how we're bearish potentially down to 6,300 or 63K on the lower time frames. Now 64K, we watched that bounce and we got it. But for now, does it happen again? That's kind of what we're waiting on. It's just such a slow volume day, guys, because of Juneteenth. There's not much to even go over, to be honest, today. Appreciate that, Space. Very slow day. No stream tomorrow. Is Bitcoin going back to 40K or up to 90K? Up to 90K. I don't think it would fully retrace to 40K, to be honest. 40K is a little aggressive on pricing. I mean, we could maybe see like mid 50s again. If we were to touch any 40K mark, it would be somewhere around like 45, 44-ish. If it were to fully retest that. Now, like if we look at this breaker here, right, back down to 46. Now, if we keep an eye on the last movement that it made, right, from its all-time high, right, it had a 73% pullback. I'm waiting to see on the so from its consolidation after it broke to all-time highs, consolidated again here. Remember, we had that massive run, 400%. We talked about now from here that we could see, you know, a decent like 100% or so from the halving date. We said around like 180%, and that's roughly within the mid 60s here. So that 180, that 100%, 180% is around 133K. And from there, you know, we go into a bear cycle, right? After we have the bull cycle after the halving. Then we, you know, have another, you know, set. We could have another pretty big dip off of that price up there. So be like, you know, if we were to have like a full dip of, you know, 50% or so, just put us back to where we were, right? The previous highs. So, right? So look at this, like major bull run, right? Price makes its bear run, right? Here's on Bitcoin. Here's the kind of the lows it set, right? If you drag those lows over here, that's lining up with that previous high. So it's going to be a similar thing. You could have a really big bull run, come back and retest these previous highs again as the low on the low cycle. Now, I will say we had COVID involved here, but it is different now because we're trading, you know, these big hedge funds are trading the ETFs, right? We have the ETFs involved in Bitcoin's volume. So where does Bitcoin head from here now that's involved with Wall Street? We'll end up seeing, right? We'll end up seeing where it ends up. And we've discussed the overall cycle. I can pull it up. Let's see here. Several times. There's not really, guys. Today's such a slow volume day because of Juneteenth. Now we might as well get into cycle talk again. We haven't looked at it in a minute. Actually, let me look at BTC spiral chart. Let me blind you real quick. Let me blind you guys. It's on route, yeah. They have a new one. Hold on. They should have a new one. Did they post a new one yet? Should have posted a new one recently. Let me look. Their spiral chart's pretty good. Here you go. Alright, this was May. Does it show everything? It does. Okay. So here's that Bitcoin spiral chart that we were discussing, right? Oh, this didn't have the dates on it. Hold on. Let me find the one with the dates. This was good too. So here you go. This one's interesting. So this is the psychology of market cycle for Bitcoin. Now the halvings happen over here, right? Each one, and I should show you that one first for Bitcoin. It's quite interesting. Very interesting stuff here. If I can get to it. Where is it? Bottoms peaks. Okay. So there's your halvings usually lining up all together, right? Pretty spot on. If you go to the actual psychology chart, that I wish I could just have these all up. Sorry, I had to search through these. The hodler's cheat sheet, right? We just had. Did it get the? We just had our all-time high, new all-time high set here. So they did update this. We had our new all-time high set here, and that was, you know, above 70K. We're in this hope that a recovery is possible, right? Then you get the calm, right? This has happened, right? Right? You get this intermittent bias, right? You're yellow. See the yellow here? That's, you see out in the past years, right? 2009 through 2021, or right? 2012 through 2024. It's all been roughly the same. You get the calm, right? We're in the calm. Then it starts picking up, right? Now, this picked up the last time that we had that halving, you know, was 2021. It picked up going into 2021, so the end of 2020, right? So if we go to the end of 2020, right? End of 2020 right here, December. Notice here, consolidation, end of 20, right here, December. You had that big push. You had that big, but you had very, very small, calm period before that happened, right? Which is right here. That's what we're entering right now on that cycle. Now, this is predicted 2025 is right here, right? Hitting new all-time highs right at the end of 2021 is when that happened, right? Or right at the end of 2020, we hit new all-time highs. So going into 2025, right? That's what we said on that 6-month breather. That's kind of what we're looking. We're kind of just calming out, right? And then we finally get that pickup. Big news dropped on Ethereum. Is ETH reacting to it right now? The only news that's dropped on Ethereum, unless something new has dropped, is the S1 filings. It's voodoo magic. Yeah. So there you go. We're in the calm, then optimism, then belief, then intermission, then thrill, then euphoria, right? I'm a genius. So again, I mean, it's just, this is how the cycle is, how it's been. Now, the difference here, though, is that we have all those ETFs that are trading now, which require a lot of volume in Bitcoin. So seeing that, right, this line here for us right now is 2025, right? We go to 2025. You're right in between the bear and bull case all the way up until the end of the year. 2025 hits, you start really ramping up. Then we start seeing bears kind of come in, right? Then we set, by the end of 2025, we set a pivotal high. You see all these green dots here? All these green dots are the all-time highs, right? The end of 2022, right before 2022 hit, the end of 2021, we had that pivotal all-time high for the last halving cycle, right? So if I go into Bitcoin here, end of 2025 or end of 2021, right? Pivotal high, November 2021. Boom. I mean, it's right on cue, right? Right on cue. Boom. It just so happened the same exact thing happened at the end of end of 2017. The same exact thing happened at the end of 2013, right? All of this has happened at the exact same time. This is why this is what the Bitcoin cycle is. So with that potentially doing the same thing by the end of 2025, then at 2025 we have that pivotal move, right? Pivotal high, and then we go straight to a low, right? Look at all the lows lining up almost exactly. The lows before lined up at the end of 2018, lined up at the end of 2014, and then lined up shortly after 2011 hit. So it's just, they're all lining up perfectly. So we'll see how it plays out here now that we're in the calming. So that's just something to kind of help you kind of understand the cycle of Bitcoin. Now that it's being still mined, right? Still having these halvings. The minute all the Bitcoins are mined is the minute that we are all going to be dead for the first part, right? But the minute they're all mined is when price can do what it wants, right? People will just base on it. He said, I'm the 54 number, hit the like. We'll see yesterday's repeat again in like hitting. I don't know, man. Smash it. Smash the like button. Bitcoin's sitting at more today, though. So far. Nice little bounce back. Or no, it's sitting at less. Never mind. Thought I was at more. Oops. Pepe's wrong again. Don't be wrong, Pepe. Please. We don't want you to be wrong. Market moves for nothing. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, this is why people always talk about the cycle. It's just, been so on point. It's been so on point. It's not really, we're not, until we sway away, which this year is a little bit different because of the amount of volume, because of the ETFs. Things could change. We'll see. I mean, that's why we're just holding, we're going to be, but it's still in play. Even with the ETFs launching, everything has been still in play. So we'll see kind of how it plays out coming in the next less than 6 months. Yeah, the likes that jumped to 1,100. That was nuts yesterday. I personally don't believe in this thing. Things can't go up forever. Dennis, that's what I was saying, man. It's the only reason that it's we're both gonna be dead by the time it changes, right? because this is all based on the Bitcoin being mined. The minute Bitcoin's fully mined, like all Bitcoins are mined, like when will Bitcoins be fully mined? 2140, like we're gonna be gone. This here, when that last block is released, unless technology picks up and allows them to mine it just as much, which it won't matter. It shouldn't, because that's what the halvings are there for. Once that's fully mined, then price can do what it wants to do. But for now, it's like cycles going according to the halvings, going according to the mining process. What will Apple be priced at? Apple might not even be around anymore. I'm just kidding. Possible though. Yeah, let's just long it forever. Let's just long it forever. Screw it. Beanty. Anyone else make it to 100 plus? What was the Apple price in 1960? Yeah, but the halving's there to decrease that time. I still, even if, like, think about it though. It's like even 80 years from now, I doubt I would still be alive. Let's just say Bitcoin got mined in, fully mined in 2100, right? Still gonna be dead. It's like we're luckily in a good part of it to where we can still follow the cycle. Today's pretty laid back day, guys. There's not much going on. All markets are dead because of Juneteenth, and actually Ethereum or Solana. It's so funny. I look at the 5-minute, like, look, Solana's dumping, bro. It's like, nah, never mind. Mark, what are you asking? Oh, he said, don't trade with indicators. That's not a valid charge. Well, there's a way to understand valid charges, man. Again, if you're following indicators blindly without actual top-down analysis, then you're doing it wrong. The reason for indicators is in the name, right? Indicators literally are the best thing that you could use in trading, because you don't have to sit there and burn your eyes out looking at the market. I can sit here and create a systematic alert that gives me a chance to do things, and then market alerts me when a setup has occurred. It's the biggest thing with overall trading. If you want a valid change of character, you have to have a few steps involved, not just it saying change character. That's one. Yep. It's like, no. You got to go about it when you actually see proper structure being shifted, but the actual change of character signals can help you with that for the most part. It's just depending on what your actual setups are. Like this, in my opinion, is a valid change of character here on the daily, breaking that swing low. Conflicting higher low. I mean, you could even say it could be this if you wanted it to be, because it's a lower low, but in this case, that higher low is pretty dialed in. Lovely reject as well with that exact level. Do I short or long today? We got a bicycle. Bye. But if you want to stick to staring at charts all day, man, that's up to you. Y'all, it's a free world, baby, for the most part. Do what you want. Do what works for you. Everything. There's something that works differently for everyone. Calm before the storm, Heliums says. Yeah, it looks like it's going to be less today, guys. Man, less 2 days in a row. Pepe ain't doing it. We got about 25 minutes left. Is the market opening at 12? Oh, I keep forgetting some of you are like European time. The market will be back open at 6 Eastern, I think. Yeah, it should be. Yeah. We'll see how we head into tomorrow. You know, I wanted to see Bitcoin 1 minute chart. All right, yeah, watch this. Let's see this. I want to see this. I want to see this with the overlap. Does this work on like a 1 minute? Let's see here. Let's say your entry was like here. Stop above swing. Let's see if price were to hit this before it dips down here. There you go. Inbalance set. Does it retrace back to there? That's your breaker slash FVG. Indicators are the sticks of the blind traders. Again, you're using indicators wrong then. You're not using them right if you think that. Let's see if the breaker FVG plays out if we get a pullback on this. Every trader is blind. You're not wrong there. You were not wrong in that situation. Yeah, you're not wrong. Yo, he said, why is YouTube Shorts aspect ratio? Just go to the other. There's 2 streams on YouTube right now. There's 2 streams on YouTube right now. Just go to the other one. Smart money concepts is just parallel channels made complicated. I mean, parallel channels are completely different than smart money concepts. I don't know what you're talking about. That's a completely different strategy or concept, honestly. Guider, there you go, much better. I will agree that indicators are good guiders, but guiders to blind traders, man, I don't know. You're just using them wrong then. Kumar said it. He said indicators are good guiders. That's what he said. You're not wrong. You're using them wrong though if they haven't worked for you. You haven't done enough research. Let's dump my portfolio, BK said. Or to BK. Come on, Dame. Come on, brother. Today's just like, we're just chilling today, guys. There's not really much to discuss. Sold back below that 136.50. I mean, it needs to close up over that 136.50 on this daily. So let's see if it does. We got time. We got 4 hours left on Solana. Let's see if it closes over that. Gold, obviously, is it actually trading? No. Is it? I guess it is. No. Let's say gold shouldn't be trading right now. Breaking Dave's port is wrecked. Death Cross. I was like, gold should not be trading right now. Guys, it's Juneteenth right now. So that's why it's not. It's gonna, yeah, Jenny's right. Come on, Pepe. Yeah, Pepe's off. Pepe's off big time. Pepe's off today. Damn. My portfolio got liquidated. Hey, at least buy yourself a treat if you get liquidated. I mean, it's not a bad way to go about it. I will say that. Not a bad way to go about it. Man, I'm sorry, guys. We can go over other charts if you want. It's just today, just volumes are just weak. It's not really. It's just, what's it called? Juneteenth. TradeX said, hello, what's the name of this indicator? The indicator you're seeing right now is price action concepts. Guys, I do want to see this thing actually retest that imbalance. That's a nice little bounce there on Bitcoin. Okay. What is the low of the day today? Did it just set today's low? Today's low is 64,717. Nah, yeah. This low here. Let's see. Does it retest the low? That is the question. We're very extended on the oscillator, though. This has come down quite a bit. Jack on algo. We talked about that weekly earlier. What is your price, Jack? What price are you in? Dennis, are you trying to use reverse psychology on Solana and Bitcoin? You're like, I'm gonna just say it's gonna go lower and then maybe it'll bounce back. You're in at 18. I mean, 18. It's not. Luckily, you're not far off. I hate that it's actually breaking this low right now. It already broke this swing low, and then now it's fully breaking that swing low, or that low. So if you're willing to hold the 10 cents, you could get lucky if the markets pick back up. But I don't know. I would be careful, man. I wouldn't buy any more. Are you spot or are you leveraged on this? That would be other questions. Spot or leverage? No, get back up there. Almost touched the bottom of the breaker. Spot. Okay. Yeah, maybe. The nice part is you're in a price that's not too bad. It's not. It could be reached again, and then you could just go for. I would try to reach more for break even than worrying about right now this altcoin pullback. I would do a little bit more research on. I would do some more research on what's it called on algo right now, and like with what's going on. If it's just following the rest, that's fine. What's a low risk liquidation price for Bitcoin? If I was to have a liquidation play, like a leverage play on Bitcoin right now, I would have my price at 72. I'd put my liquidation price at 72, to be honest. Yeah. This thing could easily recover 68. Could easily recover 70, but 72 is like, that's like, it's either gonna explode through 72, or it's literally just gonna, kind of just chill between the two levels. Dang, that was close. That was close. This is about to go down to 58K. Hey, yo, W's to Matt. Yo, Matt, I appreciate it, man. I appreciate you coming in here with a realistic downside price target. Thank you, Matt. I appreciate that. All the people coming in here bearish on Bitcoin, saying, oh, it's going to go hit 40. It's going to hit 38. It's like, how about we just let it do its thing first, and then when we come within range of 40, we can discuss that price. It's like 58 is a legitimate price point that we could potentially retest. We literally just retested 58 back in May in the summer, right? So 58, I'll give it to you, man. We could 100% retest 58. I won't say that we'll retest it right now. We're still trying to play out this 50% retracement on the Fibonacci for Bitcoin. We're still just hovering above it, right? We still got plenty of room down to the 58. 58 sitting 64,241. So, we'll see with that. First off, at 58, I appreciate it. Thank you. Yes, 100%. Yeah, we were looking at Pendle a second ago, dude. That thing is ripping, man. I love that it's actually up. I was looking at that earlier. Pendle having a good day. I mean, look at its reaction here. Boom. I mean, it fully broke through the 618, but it's kind of respecting those areas. You only had 2 bearish closes in there. It bounced off it for the 5th time. Today's a good day. If today on Pendle closes over that 575, if we could just respect that, right? If we could respect this high here, I like it back into like the mid 6s for sure. Dennis, that's how it's always been. You ain't wrong. Let's be real. Let me read this out because Dennis has it down. The whales control the market. You can chart, you can guess, you can predict, but in the end, the big money bags decide where to send us. Absolutely. You are 100% correct. That's how you should be thinking. Everybody should be thinking that way. It's like you are not in control. Also, boom, we wicked it. Let's go. You are not in control of these markets. Okay? You have to find the needle in the haystack, if you want to put it that way. If you can do that, right, you create a system for yourself on what works, what you've back tested, what you've seen works, right? You understand your risk to reward. Then you can find little pennies within there. Now, we all know the Warren Buffett strategy, though, is like when markets dip, right? When markets give you proper dips, you find the proper stocks, or in this case crypto, to actually pull the trigger on buying at good value, right? Instead of panic selling, you find the good value levels to buy at, and then you hold accordingly, and then you wait until you have patience. At the end of the day, everything takes patience. It doesn't matter if we're talking about trading or freaking baseball. Like, it's like patience is the number one thing. Your time will come type situation, It's like, that's just how it is. I'm a market maker managing billions of dollars in assets. Jenny, are you for reals? That'd be awesome. Congrats if you are. That's a hard job to get. I know. No, Kadir knows what's up too. He said, I love when Bitcoin makes a little of a retraction. Okay, retracement or moving up, and people start screaming bear. Right, yeah, dude, same. It's so funny. It's so it's still, Bitcoin's still in 60K. It's like it's still trading well above 60K, and we're in a bear market. Like, come on. Now you're just being funny. Like, at that point, you're just being hilarious. Like, what are you doing? Look at Solana, as one guy said. 136, man. 136.50 on Solana is what we're watching for the daily close. Yo, Solana had that same thing too. Well, Jenny, the whole job of a market maker is technically to manipulate. You just have to, you got to pretty much control liquidity. So, like, that's pretty much what you're doing. Like, you're manipulating price to keep control of liquidity. I got a good short in Solana. Well, where are you short from, man? I have a leverage short from 145, but I'm major. It's a hedge. I'm major heavy on Solana. My mic's dying. Hopefully it doesn't. Here's the errors. Mute. J mute. I'm here. Chill. Okay, chill, everybody. Gosh. Look at every chat. You're muted, bro. Yo, this thing was supposed to have 20 hours of battery. What happened to that? Now it just looks like I have like this tail fin. The world is ending. I'm muted again. Goodness gracious. This thing's supposed to have 20 hours of battery. You logging? No, I'm not logging right now. Hey, did he really, Jenny? No way. Dude, I look so cool with this thing flipping out. No, he didn't. How do you even know that? If that's the thing, how do you even know that? You look cool, man. That's hilarious. Here, I'm gonna hold it like this, so I don't look like a bozo. But I had the. Y'all ever seen a? Oh wait, I gotta hold it like this. We're just gonna speak into the mic like this now. Goodness gracious. What a day. All right, guys, we got 6 minutes left till the Bitcoin predictions. We talking charts or no? Teddy, what do you want to look at, man? You let me know. It's Juneteenth, man, so there's not much to even talk about. The volume's so low today. The biggest thing we're watching on the daily today for Bitcoin is just to close up over the 65. It'd be nice to close over 65 today. But as long as we don't retest yesterday's low, I think we'll be all right. No, Justin Timberlake did, but they look alike. I mean, it would be interesting that you would know that, like that Tom, like that would be so funny. Yo, man, Bitcoin just flipped there. What the heck? All right. Yo, that thing almost stopped it, but there you go. Boom. Breaker FVG playing out perfectly. Look at that. There you go, guys. New strat? Question mark. You got your breaker block here from this low, right? You got your FVG sitting there. You wicked into entry. It almost got stopped and then ripped down to the downside. Where's my white cap, dude? My hair wasn't bothering me today, but now it is. I only wear it when I need a freaking haircut, which I do. Oh, man. Let's see here. All right, got about 4 minutes left on the Bitcoin predictions, man. 64,700. That's that low. That was the low of the day. Les is going to win today. Les is 100% going to win today. Hate to say it, but Les is going to win today, guys. Not much of a rave break today. I should fog it out, though, for the end of the screen. There we go. We do got merch coming soon, though. We got it coming very soon. Dude, Bitcoin, wow. Very, very big pullback there. Nice. Yeah, guys. I mean, I'm sorry. Sorry, today's more kind of a boring stream. We're just looking at charts. Last but not least, all right, I'm going to see if this keeps the charts through the end of the stream. Pray for me. Here we go. Let me know if I go mute again. This work. Okay, cool. No, that just flipped down. That thing. I ruined my headset. Hold on. Errors in the chat today. Okay, I got this. The fact that I can move that's pretty cool. It's pretty lit. Does this work? Good enough. All right. Pray that holds till the end of the stream. All right, here we go. Let's just go back through these really quickly. We got about 3 minutes here on the Bitcoin predictions, but let me know if my mic does go mute. Hopefully it doesn't. I hear you. So, again, for Solana today, we got 4 hours left. For Solana, we want to see this thing close over 136.50, okay? Ethereum, I really wish Ethereum today would have picked up a little bit more. Come on. Ethereum's bounced nicely, though, off this 50% retracement. What we want to see is if it can actually potentially close or break these, 3620 areas. I would have liked it to close over this previous lower high there at 35.75. So right now it's not really doing much. Again, it's Juneteenth, the volume's low, guys. So ideally if we can get up over 36.52 would be really nice. But it is starting to show that ETH does want to bounce back. So right now it's continuously bouncing off that 3,400. If for some reason today we close over yesterday's high on Ethereum of 3,515, watch see if we go test 3,600 tomorrow. Would be really nice. Solana, like we just said, just today we have 4 hours left. Let's close over 136.16 or 136.50. So long as we don't retest yesterday's low, I think we could get a nice green day tomorrow. We won't be streaming tomorrow though, sadly. We will be back on Friday. Besides that, Bitcoin, like we said, I just hope it doesn't retest yesterday's low, like we said today. Low volume day, let's just not retest lows. That'd be great. And then, we have 4 hours left to close back over potentially 65K. That'll give us a nice potential bounce back. For gold today, remember, we're still bearish if it's going to close under these open close lows. All of these 23.27 is about that price point, okay? So the open there, so if we get a close under 23.27 today, still looking bearish from that daily time frame on gold. And the 4 hours. 4 hours just fading. Hasn't really picked up. So if we close under 23.27 today on gold, or going into tomorrow or whatever, watch it, seriously, because this thing might go back retest 2,300 again, which is what we're still looking for on this daily bearish trend here. So still got that nice order block sitting down there, though. NASDAQ and all that, all this is going to start trading again here at 6 Eastern. So we'll see where it's at. But that's our 2 hour mark here on Bitcoin. Les is the winner today. Again, guys, if you hit Les, congratulations. You won. Great job. Great job. Let's see who ends up being a Les winner today. Besides that, I appreciate y'all hanging around, even though it was a pretty basic stream today. Nothing too crazy. But let's see who our Les winners are. Come on. See who the Les winners are. Hold on, let's get a little bit more smoke up in here. Feel me? Nice, nice, nice. All right, we got to get some end screen bumping. End screen bumping yet again. Oh yeah, getting it dark in here. Get the laser on, and then we're ready to grind. We're ready to bounce on out of here. We'll do the Nobu again. Let's do that one. That one was good. All right, guys. I know today was a little bit kind of different and laid back, but it's because it's Juneteenth. Volume was low. Praying that my mic's still there. It is. But let's see who said less. If you said less, congrats. You get 100 points added to your profile. And we'll see you guys back on Friday, okay? The stream will continue on Friday. We do that $300 giveaway every single Friday, so make sure you tune in on Fridays for it. But here you go with the lessons today. Tartar with the more. Come on, man. Carlo with the more. Come on, brother. Rio De Janeiro with the more. Come on. Han with the less. Great job, Han. Alex with the less. Great job, Alex. Dolphin with the less. Great job. Richard with the more. Come on. Doberman with the more. Come on, man. Jenny with the less. Great job. Dennis with the less. Great job. Dennis going into bear mode. Dame with the more. Come on, Dame. Seriously? ABD with the more. Red with the less. Come on, Red Elephant with the less. I'll give it to you. Henry with the less. Great job, Henry. Mindset with the more. Ray with the more. Shane with the more. Shenanigans with the more. Jun with the more. Come on. We got Mike with the less. Great job, Mike. Let's go, Mike. Demonic with the more. Wardo with the more. Pat with the less. Good work, Pat. Got Fam with the less, Kingo with the less, Tom with the more. Come on, Tom. Crypto Kid with the more, DK with the more, Tarek with the less. Great job, guys. The rest aren't loading, but if you said less today, one more time. Great job with the less guess. Great job. Guys, remember, Thursday we have housing starts at 8:30. So hour before open tomorrow, there is some news, so be ready for that across all markets. Besides that, Friday, big news, PMI, 15 minutes after open, okay? That's pretty much it, my friends. Thank you for tuning in today. Obviously, a little bit more laid back, just grinding through, baby. We won't be here tomorrow. We'll be back on a Friday. Appreciate you guys. Thanks so much for tuning in. Hope you have a great rest of your day. Reach out to me on Discord if you have any questions or anything. Besides that, we'll be back ready to go hard tomorrow, or on Friday. Ready to go hard on Friday for the $300 giveaway, okay? Jacob tells every time. What? All right, guys. I'm reading back on the chats. Does the market open at 17 hours-ish? Market opens tonight, I'm pretty sure. Market opens at 6 Eastern on the U.S. side. The futures will start trading again tonight. All right? So, all right, guys. I appreciate you. I'll see you back then. Friday, $300 giveaway. Let's get it, baby. Let's get it. Let's drop it, baby. Come on, let's drop it. Inside the world, I keep forgetting that mobile can't even see that. I keep forgetting mobile can't even see that. Here you go, mobile. Mobile can't even see that. I do like here. There you go, mobile. You're missing the fog, man. There you go. Now they can see it. All right, guys, I appreciate you. I'll see you soon. Have a great rest of your day. Thanks for tuning in. Come back tomorrow. If you aren't subbed, that's the only way that you can be a part of the giveaway on Friday. So make sure you hit that sub button, and I'll see you then. Peace.